I don't know, like what.
All right, we ready? Mike, let's start with Andy and then we'll go to Mike next.
Hey y'all, Asia, 53 points, tying the WNBA single game scoring record. I guess what's going through your head right now and what was working for you so well in that game?
Right now, what's going through my head is I just want to get in the shower. But I mean, my teammates found me in my spots and I was just really aggressive today. That's pretty much, I don't think there's anything different that I've been doing and just kind of went to the hoop a little bit more. But other than that, I feel like our defense was sucky in the beginning, but it started to open up a lot once we started buckling in on throughout the second half. So it opened up a lot of different things for us to score the basketball.
I know you usually have a lot of family and friends down in Atlanta when you guys are playing. What's it like to do this in front of all of them?
It's super dope. My mom is at work. She couldn't make it to the game, and I'm so sorry, mommy. But it was super cool to see my brother and my dad in the stands. But always just Gamecock fans, everybody in between, just fans of us. It's cool that we could come out and entertain them in this way. So it's a blessing to be able just to have the following for all of us. It's a big deal.
Last one, KP, just what was it like kind of playing with Asia when she's in that mode?
I mean, she's just different, man. I feel like I said this on the broadcast after the game, but I really feel like we're watching just generational talent, and I think that we got to stop comparing people and just let them be great. And man, like what we're seeing right now is historic. It's a historic run, and it's just beginning. So I mean, I get the privilege of seeing it every day in practice and locker room and stuff like that. But this is one of the greatest players of all time, and she's just starting to play, which is crazy.
Thank you.
Bubble?
Do you want to?
Thank you. Asia, congrats. You kind of got this for your mom a couple days after her birthday. So it's still good. You said after you had 40, you said you didn't necessarily feel like you were in a zone. It was more just this was your offense. Did it feel different today? Because this was 13 more points even than that, or did it feel somewhat the same, that you were just doing what you guys do?
Yeah, honestly, I was just doing what I was doing. It was more so my teammates like, go, go, go. And like throughout the whole game when they're trying to horse it in, I'm like, no, get your shot. You're open. So like I didn't feel it. And I'm still waiting on that feeling, I guess, when people are like, no, I was in like out of body experience. But no, I mean, I'm out there having fun. I get an opportunity to play with some amazing women. I get to come into work every single day to play basketball. So I don't take these moments for granted, but it wasn't like a feeling like, oh my God, it was just kind of just in the flow. And that's why I appreciate them the most.
As good an offensive player as you've been for a very long time, you already have 2 MVPs. Are there things you feel like you're even better at now that help you reach these kind of milestones, even though you're not necessarily going out to do that, but that you've improved on?
I think just the biggest, and it's kind of crazy because I don't think it's necessarily just like putting the ball in the hoop. I think it's more so just my timing. I'm more aware of how to get the basketball and timing when it comes to passing, blocks, shooting it, timing the defender and seeing what they're doing. I think that's something that is so key that I've been really honing in on because I see a lot of different defenses every single possession. So just timing, seeing when my teammates are open, making sure they're in their best spot, and vice versa. So I think that's the biggest thing that I feel like has been separating throughout my career and what I've been doing so far in the league.
Thank you. Congrats again.
Thank you.
Go next to Danny, and then Matthew, you're up next.
Asia, 2 for me. The first one is, were you shocked at the 1, the foul call, and 2, were you shocked that Tanisha got ejected and put you back on the line for the next 2 to tie the record?
I was shocked because I don't normally get those calls at all. I get bumped like that every single game. Honestly, I mean, that's just the basketball way. So yeah, I was shocked when he called it. But at the same time, anything I know with playing under Tanisha, she's gonna ride for her playing her team no matter what. And when it came to her being ejected, I wasn't shocked because Tanisha gonna ride for hers, and I appreciate her loyalty to hers because that's key. And I think that's just the bridge of the gap. When players that have played the game, that have been in those moments, can now coach, they know the feeling. And for her to do that, it's T. And yeah, I definitely was shocked for sure because I don't get those calls.
I mean, that's also happened like 30 times.
Yeah, I was about to say that was just, I was surprised they called it because it was happening through the whole game.
Second one for me, obviously, your low post game has been, dominant for most of this year. But a lot of people, I think, do forget about your jumper sometimes. When it's clicking like that and when it's dropping like it was tonight, do you feel that zone more when your jumper's clicking like that?
Yeah, now that's the zone I can tap into because I feel like I work too hard on my jump for it not to fall. So when my jumper's falling and I'm getting good looks at the basket, it's something key. Not necessarily just putting points on the board, but I just like playing good basketball. I like when things are in the flow and we're moving and we're grooving. Like that's when we are our best. So in the flow of things, I love that. I take that any day.
Thank
you.
Matthew, and then we'll close out with Rafiq.
Asia, I want to start with you made the 1-3 tonight, so you can't say you have the most points without making a 3. But to go with the free throw shooting, right? 20 of 21 free throws. Just I know you're talking about getting to the foul line, but just to be able to convert once you get there and have that be such a big part of it tonight, how much have you worked on that to make that something that can be consistent? Because you said, yeah, you don't get a lot of contact when you do to make other teams pay for fouling you.
I mean, that's key. That's an aspect of my game that I have to utilize. Because I mean, my 3 ball is not falling like KP's, but like I gotta utilize how can I still be productive for my team. And when it comes to that, if it's making those those tough shots, then it is what it is. But it's a matter of my game that I take a lot of pride in because I feel like when I'm like that, I'm aggressive, and when I'm aggressive, it trickles down to our team. And when we're aggressive, we're a pretty decent team. So that's really key for me.
And then KP, you've obviously played with Asia for her entire career. Where have you seen just not growth, but maybe what's the most underappreciated part of her game? Things that we as fans and media members don't see because we don't play with her.
Oh man. That's hard to pick one. I mean, I would say she plays both sides of the ball, which is I feel like very rare for like a superstar. Because I think a lot of times like people kind of more try to hide people, and she always takes the toughest matchup. I would say that, and then honestly, just her humility. The bigger the stage and the more awards and the more accolades, just she remains humble, and I just think that that's a very rare trait to have. Because it's very easy to get arrogant and kind of have your head blown up, but she's just so consistent in who she is as a human being, and you know what you're going to get on and off the court. And I feel like, we have great culture because it starts with the franchise player, and like great leadership. So I would say that's the most underrated thing about you.
Appreciate it, KP.
All right, Rafiq, make it quick.
This is Rafiq, nothing but that sports talk. You became about the 3rd player in WNBA history to have a 50-point game. How proud do you think that the whole entire locker room and your former coach, Don Staley, feel about witnessing or at least knowing about your historic performance in the WNBA against Atlanta Dream?
It's a blessing. I think it really is. And I think they're just, they're happy. And I love when my teammates are happy. I love that they are happy for me because I hope they know that that doesn't happen without them. So yeah, it may look like 50 on the board for Asia, but it's for everybody. We buckled down on the defensive end and it allowed us to do that. So super proud of this team.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yo,
We'll be
look at
back
this
very shortly with Coach.